was the last time that you did something absolutely stupid like what I just did right there? Think about it. The last time where you did something that made you very mentally uncomfortable, right? Gentlemen, that last time that you had to talk to that pretty girl in your economics class, this beautiful woman, and you had to talk to her, right? Yeah. Your friends had to pressure you into doing it. Or ladies, when you had to get over your fear of heights and climb this roller coaster and take it all the way down. Very uncomfortable experiences, right? But we kind of learned from these experiences, right? You learned that you had a lot more confidence than you thought you did. You had a lot more swagger in your step, and you could actually talk to women, and they didn't bite. Most importantly, they didn't bite. Women, I know you don't bite. Good. Ladies, when you had to overcome your fear of heights, you learned that you could do it, and you had more confidence, and you could go on that roller coaster and come down. It was the stupidest thing you've ever done, but you still did it. So in a way, when we do these mentally uncomfortable things in our lives, we learn something. But my question is, can I dictate when and where I learn something about my mind? Like, can I say that yesterday I couldn't go to the party last night because I was learning something about my mind, or tonight I can't go to this event because I'm growing my mind? It's kind of a weird concept, right? And while physically, I can do like 300 push-ups right now, like 300, go to the gym, do some sweats, become uncomfortable, and tomorrow I will be the strongest man here. Arnold Schwarzenegger, so big and so bad. But the question that I have is, can we apply the same principles of our physical body to our mental body? In a way, what I'm trying to ask you guys today here is, how do I make my mind sweat? How do you make your mind sweat? And how do you make your mind grow? And such was a superpower that I picked up this past summer when I climbed to the top of Central America with my friend, Ibrahim Zafar. He's sitting right there. Let's give him a hand of applause. He's a good guy. Really good guy. He doesn't even care. Okay, that's fine. So we set out on July 14, 2012 to set up for this huge hike, 2 days. And it was complete hell. We hated it. I hated Ahmed at the time. I started hating it more and more as we went up the 14,000-foot mountain because we started to face all these elements, these physical tension, this hunger. Every single thing you could think about, we faced it, but we had to overcome it. So we had to overcome hunger, nausea, diarrhea, symptoms, anything you could think about. Awkward Dutch couples, we faced a couple of those on the way up. And it was very, very weird. But we had to face it because we could not go back down that mountain. And so every day, every hour, we had to overcome them, choose fight over flight every single time. And after 2 days, we were on the verge of death. The last 100 meters left, we both were actually on the verge of passing out because we had so much oxygen depletion within us. It was a very uncomfortable state for us. However, when we got to the top, here I was with my friend, Ahmed Frawi, if this is going to work. Here I was on the top of Central America with my friend Ahmed Frawi, and we watched the mountains together. The sunrise, and everything that we had ever been scared of the day before, this is what we saw. It was quite possibly the most beautiful experience of my whole entire life, and we were sitting on top of Central America like it was ours. And then I started to like the guy. I was like, he's a pretty cool guy. Like, I could deal with him. However, we faced these situations, and we learned something about ourselves. So every time we went up the mountain, we had to face oxygen depletion, physical tension, deprivation, anything you can think about. We had to fight to get through it. It's just not because we had a 14,000-foot volcano to teach us this. It's because we had to choose fight over flight. And so my question here today is, how do we apply these principles that we learned on the mountain that day to our daily lives? So you wake up, and you have about 100 different things to do throughout the day, and then you go right back to sleep. And for some of us, we know exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to hang out with Chad and Becky and Aaron and Thomas. What are you going to eat? I'm going to have a mango. I'm going to drink a mango juice. Every single day, we know the same exact thing that we're going to do. You know the classes you're going to take. You know the text you're going to send. You know the people you're going to talk to. You know the stoplights you're going to stop at, the times you're going to give your indicator, and the times you're going to check your phone every single day. But how many of us actually question ourselves every day? How many times do we talk to people that we don't know, the people that make us uncomfortable, the people that make us feel really weird? How many times are you doing that in your daily life? It's kind of a weird aspect. I mean, talking to someone that you don't know, we all face this every day. We all get scared. But I'm giving a TED Talk in front of 392 people, and I suck at public speaking. This is actually the second time I've ever spoken in front of stage. But you have to do this to overcome your fear. Awkward water break, sorry. So every time we do these mentally uncomfortable tasks, we learn something, right? And you prove that. So how do you overcome your fears? Every day, do something that makes you uncomfortable. So you wake up, you apply to that dream school in California, that dream job in California, anything that you've thought you never would have gotten before, you apply to it and you do it. Because that's what makes your mind grow. And I'm not sitting here trying to give you a sermon and telling you to raise the choir and be something that you're not. No, that's not my job. As a TED speaker, that's not my job. I'm not here to make you do something cool or rad or be someone that you're not. No. As a TED speaker, my job is only to make you realize something that you didn't know yesterday or the day before or last hour or 10 minutes ago. That's my only job here today. And it's not even a matter of making yourselves do something uncomfortable. It's a matter of making others around you uncomfortable. That sounds really weird. But how many times do we talk to each other about our religion or our social beliefs or our economics beliefs? How many times do we really make others around us really uncomfortable and do something that's just really unnerving? And you feel like, can you guys take a picture one second? Hold on one second. Okay, let's Instagram this as soon as you can. All right, cheese. Yes. That was weird. I'm sorry, it felt really weird. However, when you make others talk about something than their religion, like, or their social beliefs, so I'm talking to you about your religion, and I may learn that I love your religion. I absolutely can't get enough of your religion. Or I may learn that I absolutely hate your religion. As long as I'm learning something about you other than what you had last night on Instagram, I couldn't give a shit, as long as I learned something. And that's the point I'm trying to make to you. Talk to each other about things that matter. Talk to each other about things that make you feel weird. In 1995, Rachel Maddow was given the Rhodes Scholarship to Oxford University, right? And so she got this Oxford scholarship, and she went into Oxford, the best university on the planet. And she moved in, and she had this pish-posh Oxford apartment right in front of her. She moved in, every single thing was paid for. The rent, the utilities, the heating, the cooling, anything you could think about was paid for. She walked in, and she loved it. But then that week, her professor told her that you need to start working on your dissertation. And so she did. And as soon as he said that, she moved out of her Oxford apartment and moved into a London cot in the worst place of London you could ever imagine. And from right then and there, she started paying for these utilities. She started paying for bad utilities, bad rent, bad housekeepers, anything you could think about, she started paying for it. And her friends thought that she was crazy. Like, Rachel, why are you doing this? This is a really weird thing for you to do. To move out of this beautiful place in Oxford into this shabby little town in London, it doesn't make sense. However, after a year, she turned in her dissertation to her professor, and she handed it right to him. He said, here you go. And he looked at it, and he said, this is the best dissertation I've ever received in my whole time of teaching at Oxford, ever. And to this day, every single class that comes in, he uses that as an example of what a real dissertation should look like. And so after Rachel Maddow got her fame and fortune and everything that she could imagine, she was interviewed by NBC. Rachel, why did you make that decision? Why did you move from this amazing Oxford apartment into this shabby cot in London? And you know what she said? She said, I had to make myself do something uncomfortable so I could do what I needed to do. Jimmy Valvano said there are 86,400 seconds in every single day. Every single day, 86,400 seconds. What are you doing with yours? Are you sitting around? Are you taking a 30-minute nap? Are you watching 30 minutes of Jersey Shore? Or are you doing something that makes you think and putting yourself in a mentally uncomfortable state? Every single time you do this, you make a gain. Many of us complain about we're plateauing in our lives, we're not learning anything. But every single day, you don't have a series of 100 obstacles. You have a series of 100 opportunities that can make you grow and expand and do all of the real things that you need to do to make an impact in this world. Thank you.